It's another side that, like, wants to take more. It wants to go that one more round. Because, like, going that one more round when you don't think you can, that's what makes all the difference in your life. You know what I mean?
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of One More Round, the Rocky Series podcast. I'm joined again, of course, with Katie, and Kyle is back from his spousal fatherly duties from the last episode. Now you're not feeling well. Welcome back, Kyle.
The universe just does not want me to do this, but...
I know you wouldn't do this, but I had a thought occur to me for today's episode, because I wonder if something's going to happen to Kyle today, because, you know, we only record every 2 weeks, so if you miss one episode, that 2 weeks turns into 4 weeks, and I was like, I think something's going to happen to Kyle today, and then it's going to be the next episode, but he's going to say, guys, I'm sorry, my life is just, and then we're going to lose Kyle, and then I have to change, like, the podcast picture image, because he's on it, and, you know, or do I find a third co-host that looks like Kyle? Anyway, so I'm glad you're back.
I'm here to stay, Ryan.
Okay. Good.
You're never getting rid of me.
Love it.
Remember when you was doing that podcast with your brother, and he's left yous, and you asked me if we could skate? And, okay.
Hey, before we get into the emails, I wanted to ask Kyle if he has watched Tulsa King.
No, I haven't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My life is nuts right now. I maybe have an hour at the end of the day for free time. So I have not the Tulsa King. Maybe over the break. Like I have from the 23rd to the 4th off. Where
you do?
So, yeah,
nice.
I booked holidays for all the not and statutory holidays in between. So I'll probably maybe watch it then.
Awesome. Well then, Ryan, this will only be for you and our listeners. Have you spotted the Rocky reference or like a crossover of any sort? Tulsa King Rocky.
Are you talking about regarding an actor?
I am. I'm giving it away, though, by that actor.
Yeah, the actor that plays the baddie, the motorcycle gang baddie.
Motorcycle guy.
Yeah, he was in Creed Part 1 at Rocky's gym. He's the guy that had his fighter that fought Adonis in that first fight.
Pete.
Great
Pete
actor.
Spirino. Yeah, I remember he was that Slick Rick guy that we commented on him. He's British or Irish or something.
Yeah, it was funny. He looks so different in this film, and to some degree, where I was watching when he first popped up on the series, and I was like, "Where's this guy from?" My brain was like, "I should know this." It's like my brain is screaming at me to know who this guy is, and then I was like, "Oh, yeah." What? Yeah,
he's in a lot of things.
It's amazing how well they could change their accent. Like he really sounded like he was from the East Coast in Rocky Balboa, or meaning Creed. Sorry.
Yeah, he did. He is talented, but he has a very distinct look to him and like a scar on his face. So
was it a real scar?
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
I think so because
it's Dark Knight too.
Yep. Yeah.
Like he did like the Eastern European accent in that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's got that face for being a bad guy, kind of like jerk type personality. Some actors have that face and they go with it. That's their casting, right? They come in to play the baddie. Yeah.
He's probably the nicest guy in real life too.
Yeah, I would suspect a lot of these actors, you have to be, or you don't get work. Like at some point, your reputation would go with you, and like, don't hire that guy. He plays a bad guy, but he's also a dick. In real
there's
life.
lots of pieces of shit out there, though.
Fair enough.
I think you have to be really good, though. Like, if you get away with being like a diva and an asshole on set, you have to be really in demand, or else. No,
that's what I meant. I don't think he's. I hate to say it. I don't think he's an in-demand actor, but he's a character actor, so he gets a lot of work that way for sure. And that's actually not a bad. You know what? Being a character face actor type thing, where you're just he's in CSI Miami 2 episodes, then he's in Grey's Anatomy, then he's in a Stallone film. Those kind of actors, the working kind of actors, is not a bad go because you kind of get some sort of fandom. Like they always have some degree of whatever on Instagram, but it's enough where you can still kind of go to Disneyland with your kids. You're not getting mobbed. People are like, have I seen that face somewhere type person instead of, oh, that's Brad Pitt. You know? Right. Yeah. But you're still working in the business and having fun on set. That's your job, but you can still kind of go to the store.
So it's similar for voice actors. If you're like a voice actor from The Simpsons or something like that, like you'd never get recognized. Well, I think some of those guys might know.
I'm such a Simpsons nerd, I would recognize all of them.
Your schlub in the 7-Eleven might not, you know?
Yeah.
There's a Tupac lyric that talks about this, you guys. You know, that money, the fame. Like, the fame, I'll take the money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Rest in peace, Tupac.
Indeed.
I love it. I love your fandom of Tupac. It's awesome. Okay, well, Katie, I think we got a couple of emails.
We do. So the first one is from Melissa. The subject is Rocky 2, Episode 1. Hi, guys. I haven't emailed lately or been able to join the live Discords, but I'm still a faithful listener. Great episode. I love all of the Rocky films, but 2 is my personal favorite. I agree with Kyle that when I was young, I thought this one was too slow, but I don't feel that way now. As I get older, I find the devotion Rock shows to Adrian in the hospital so heartwarming. All he cares about is being there for her. And then we see that Mickey only cares about being there for Rocky. It solidifies both relationships well. And then when, spoiler alert, LOL, Adrian wakes up and encourages Rocky to win, it makes the rest of the film so much sweeter. And on a personal note, I love Rocky's look in 2 and agree with Katie that when I think of Rocky, I see the black and gold robe and shorts first. I know we're not there yet, but I adore his marriage proposal, how he acts at the wedding, and while buying the house, his poem he reads to her in the hospital. I feel actual tears for him when he's mocked while doing commercials, gets laid off, and when Apollo taunts him on TV. And of course, I love that great ending. And I'm loving Tulsa King. The writing is top-notch, and Sly is perfect in it and looks incredible. Keep punching, Melissa.
Great email. Great synopsis.
Yeah, that is a good email.
Of Rocky 2 as well. And
thanks for spoiling the movie, Melissa.
Yeah, I
know.
What are you
We
doing?
talked about last episode, Melissa. I guess this was regarding episode 1, but we covered the marriage and the proposal last episode.
Yeah, so that's where we left off last episode, Kyle, is we just finished with the great joke. Rocky saying,
I thought it was gonna be on here because it like where it's paused here. I'm like, all right, Gazzo's investment advice to Rocky.
we can play the little ending for you just so you can hear it before, because it segues right away into the next scene with the dom 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 dom. What is it, that jukebox type singing? It's such a corny 70s sitcom transition. Anyways, okay. So what's the other email there?
Then we have one from Simon.
Our film guy.
About his film. Yeah, he says, yo, team, as you mentioned some interest in the recent episode, I've added a free link to the film I directed. It's also on Amazon /iTunes, etc. I won't be offended if you don't watch it or if you think it sucks, LOL. Bear in mind, it's a low-budget, arty movie without any box it or go for it hip-hop on the soundtrack. So I'm not sure it'll be your bag. But I'm happy to send you the screener link below to see what you think. As mentioned, I used some of the ideas of cinematography and framing from the 76 Rocky. And he links the movie link, and it's called Lost Angel.
That's right, yeah. So Simon watches and listens to our... But look, we're a low-budget ham and egger podcast. So, hey, we're just a bunch of ham and eggers anyways. And I think it's great that he created something. He created something... Put it out there.
Impressive.
Yeah. So I'm going to watch it. I think I might be able to watch it over my holiday break. We won't do a full episode review, but I've sent you the link as well. And you just click on that Vimeo link and then you use the password and then you can watch the screener. That's how that works. That's how these people get those screeners out to reviewers and stuff. That's how they do it now. They don't send out physical copies anymore. Now it's just... Here's the link and here's the passcode. I've actually got that from like Derek Wayne Johnson on some of his documentaries. I got early screenings. And Kyle, if you want, we can send. I know you're busy, but again, it'd be kind of nice if maybe by our next recording or even just the one after, like 2 recordings from now, if we all watch it. Just it doesn't matter if we do it at the same time, anyways. But just share our thoughts on it and just say, hey, because it's one of our listeners who made a movie, and it'd be kind of cool to watch it. And
it is cool, Simon. So thank you for that. Yeah, I'm impressed. Like, somebody made a movie. Like, I couldn't do that. So that's really impressive.
I would like to see when we watch it where we think his nod to the Rocky film way of filming was. Like, oh, it was that scene. Let's see if we can all come up with the same answer or idea of when he used those references to the Rocky film way of filming. And then, yes, you have a mini email there.
Bum count, yeah. So E.M. King is sent in his bum count. He said he's going for victory number 2. My official bum count is 10 for Rocky 2.
Okay, hold on here.
That's probably a fair guess.
We're all like boom, boom, boom.
We are. I think it's pretty tight, but you know what? That's the way it goes. I think somebody might be bang on. All right, and speaking of which, Kyle, we didn't do Rocky 2 questions, so get ready because you're back. We'll do 10 today, so we'll make up for last week. So we're going to do 10. They go fairly quickly, so we'll do 6 through 15, I guess. Okay.
I've now recorded E.M. King's bum count.
Okay, perfect.
So it's locked in.
It's locking your answers. Okay. All right, number 6. Who was at Rocky's wedding? So I assume other than Rocky and Adrian, who attended the wedding. This is easy for me and Katie. We just did that episode. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who was at Rocky's wedding?
Yeah. What did Rocky advertise in his first commercial? So I guess the first commercial we see filmed, what was the product? How many rounds does Apollo Creed predict this fight will go in part 2?
How many rounds does Apollo predict?
First film, he says Creed in 3. That was his big thing. So I guess in part 2, how many rounds does Apollo Creed predict the fight will go?
I'm probably going to get that one wrong.
Now this is a tricky question. We'll have to decide between the three of us. So the question is, how many sweaters was Adrian wearing when Rocky first met her? I think we're going to see that scene coming up. Now, Rocky, I think, gives a number as a joke, but then Adrian corrects him.
Yeah, we're going with the correction. Okay. Because he says like 50 sweaters, which is
okay. Well, I think he says 20.
He does say 20.
Oh, 20 sweaters. Okay, so it's more than a dozen sweaters.
Yeah.
We're going
the
to
actual number.
Okay, Adrian's correction. Okay, copy. Okay. Number 10, who says, quote, everybody better get ready for World War III?
Oh, well, I can never remember which one's which.
Go with the one name I remember. True or false? The address on Rocky's new house adds up to 9.
Didn't we just do 6 questions?
Well, we do 5 an episode, right? So we're going to do 10 today because we missed last week.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm sure we'll get them all done before the season's over, but just to be safe, I like to do 5 per episode. Number 12, question 12. What are the taxes for Rocky's new house per year? Ooh.
Oh, I do remember this.
I remember it. Think of this quickly.
I remember thinking it was a lot for the 70s.
It's a lot. Yeah, I remember I did like the math on how much it is now, and it's like, I don't pay nearly that much in property.
I think I'm going to bomb this one. Are you guys going with a percentage or a dollar value?
No, it's a dollar amount. It's a dollar amount.
Was it a dollar amount?
A mortgage rate percentage.
It's a dollar amount.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I just changed it because it blipped
it's
in
a dollar amount.
So you're going with dollar amount. Okay. They don't bring up percentage?
It is a dollar amount for sure.
They talk about the mortgage percentage, but they also talk about how much the annual taxes are.
And you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. He says the number, and then she says it again.
Question 13. What does Rocky name his son? Now, we'll go with both answers because it's kind of ambiguous in this film, and we'll leave it at that.
Well, you have to be overachievers like we are. And,
okay, all right. All right. How far did Rocky go in high school? I guess you could argue, what grade did he drop out of? We'll go with that. Okay, yeah. And then lastly, question 15. What does Mickey call Rocky's dog?
Oh, good one. Shit, what does he call him?
Okay.
I can change my answers during the movie as long as it doesn't come up in the scene, right?
So as long as, because I think we got some answers coming up, so we can't, you obviously can't change your answer.
You can't do that for that reason.
Yeah, no, baby, if something comes up during, for a later question, that's the way it goes, yeah. I think Katie watched this film just before the season started, so she has a couple of things maybe fresh in her head. Which is allowed.
You guys don't watch the movie that we cover before I watched Rocky 2 a couple months ago.
That would be research and doing your job.
Yeah, a better podcast would do stuff like that, but not me. I mean, we're just.
You guys, my memory is really bad, so I still, I should do better than I am, given that.
I'm getting killed here on the trivia.
You're getting killed out there, Kyle.
Can't do no more.
Guys, I'm not going to win on points here.
Just stand toe-to-toe with Katie. All right. Okay, so let's go back so Kyle can hear the big joke. Cue the laugh track.
Taxes scare you. What do you want to do with your money now? You want to put them on the street?
Tony, I just got married in here.
I know, and I'm happy for you. How's about investing in condominiums? It's safe here.
Condominiums?
Yeah, condominiums.
I never used them.
So Rocky's pullout game is on point.
That's what we talked about. Yeah, we mentioned that he never uses condoms, and he's only got one kid.
Maybe his little guys don't really go the distance. You know what I mean?
Adrian, she's been the responsible one this whole time. They're like, we got the one kid. Okay, now we're good. I'm getting on birth control.
Probably uses like that old school birth control, like the sponge or whatever.
Paulie said that if Adrian doesn't get married, she's going to dry up. So maybe she dried up right after she had Rocky Jr.
Maybe.
One red egg left, and that's it.
Yeah.
Frank's just killing him.
I just got a little married, you know. Congratulations. Yeah, what you guys doing? Drinking some wine here? Yeah, man, we're doing it. Let's keep drinking some more. I like that stuff. Okay, baby. Give him something for him, Frank. There are two kinds of love that you ought to know. There are two kinds of love.
So Frank got a big cameo in this scene. His Rocky 1 appearance was very quick, barely spot him, but now Sly's like, hey, Frank, we'll get you more of a singing part here. And Frank was killing it there on the trash can.
He actually is pretty good.
Oh, he can sing.
Pretty good voice.
He can sing, legit. Sly tries to sing, but Frank can actually sing.
Well, I had never noticed until just now that he has a name in the movie, and it's Frank.
Of course it's Frank. He wasn't in part 4, which is so odd, but he was in parts 1, 2, and 3, not 4. Don't know about 5, but he was in 6.
Think so.
He was Adrian's Diner in part 6. Rocky was telling a story, and Frank was a patron at the diner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess we could save that for season 6. My apologies. But all right, so now, Kyle, I think you brought up this before on the Going the Distance podcast, where this song, when you read the whole lyrics, it's actually a very... I would say inappropriate. It's not really. It's about two kinds of love. Like one kind of love is nice and sweet. The other one's, you're kind of like Paulie with your date at night. Or something.
No, that must have been Ruben who brought that up.
Oh, okay. That sounds like something you would bring up. So
I'm so bad with song lyrics and then like knowing the meaning of songs.
So it sounds like a good love song, but when you actually read the lyrics, it's more about the two types of love you can bring home. The bad girl or the bad guy. That's all. That's the idea.
There are two kinds of love. They're like the neighborhood jukebox. Those guys are singing all the time. I never knew you were so late.
Now she asks, who are they? Now, she's gone to Rocky's house. So have they never sung there the whole time that she's gone to, like, she's from the neighborhood? How far is his house from the pet shop? The fact that she's never seen these people before is odd.
She's just not out late at night, maybe, or it's just the exposition of the...
You could see someone, but not know who they are. There's this guy in Edmonton, every day at rush hour, the big mall by West Edmonton Mall, he would dance on the street corner. And he'd have earphones like this. Everyone knew this guy as Dancing Dan. You'd ask, who is this guy? What's his deal? Why does he do this? She could have known of these guys, but like maybe Rocky knows a bit more about them because Rocky has a rapport. He actually talks to them. I think that's kind of maybe where she's going.
I like that. We'll go with that.
Okay, fair, yeah. But you're right. It's good exposition as well because keep in mind, people are seeing Rocky 2 3 years after the first film was released. There was no VHS back then. Not the way, between 76 and 79, people didn't have VHS machines in their home. We talked about this, of course, like the reviewing or the rewatching of the first Rocky film was probably very minimum. I would suspect the majority of the audience seeing this film, part 2, who saw the first film, probably saw it the one time. The second one comes out and they're seeing the theater. So it's kind of a reminder of who they are. They're the neighborhood jukebox. They sing. And we're getting comments in our Discord. Rocky should have invited them to the wedding. I think we mentioned that last episode, Katie, that
we did.
They didn't invite anyone from the neighborhood to the wedding. Like nobody. That's one of our answers coming up, but Rocky trivia. Rocky says, I never knew you was so light. You look fatter than you are, Adrian.
Also, she's got like a heavy coat, heavy dress. Even if this is only a few blocks, That's an insane thing to carry a person.
It is. We are led to believe that Rocky has literally physically carried Adrian from the chapel to his house. Because every scene we see them, there's no rest period. I carried Becky through the home's threshold as a joke when we got married. Kind of as a haha, I'll carry you through the house. You know, she'd already been through the house. It's a silly tradition, but it was.
Yeah, it's cute though.
It wasn't easy, and she's not a heifer. I'm just saying.
No, I mean,
it's a body.
Yeah.
You're carrying a body in your arms. I'm like,
even if she's only 100 pounds, just like walking even a block and then up all of those stairs, it's to showcase he's strong and blah blah. But
she's a petite little Italian girl. Yeah, I never knew you were so light.
And just carry you everywhere.
Oh, I love Rocky.
No.
Never?
No, if I did, I would have carried you everywhere.
Are you getting tired?
No, this is great for the arms. I think it is.
I can't believe we're married.
Oh, we are. I got proof in my pocket.
Everything happened so fast.
Yeah, but I knew what was going to happen from the start.
What did you know?
Well, the first time I seen you, I says to myself, even though this girl is suffering from the disease of being shy, underneath them sweaters and hat and what'd you have on? About 20 sweaters, was it?
No, 3.
Yeah, 3 sweaters.
I got it right as well.
All right,
4.
You said 4?
Oh, I thought you were like that was like a congratulatory, like
no,
yeah.
I said shit. Like, I was
I said 3. What'd you say, Ryan?
I said 3 as well. Yes.
Yeah.
I thought 4 would be a little much. I think 3 is that perfect amount of being a little bit too much, but 2's normal. Yeah, 20 sweaters. Now, I don't know if carrying a person like that for that long is necessarily good for the arms. I think it's definitely some shoulder work. But anyways, I'm not a fitness person. At some point, it's going to hurt the arms. At some point, it's too much. But he's Rocky. He's strong. He's always working out. He's always got to, he's always working out.
That's true.
He suffers from the disease of being shy. I thought there was no pet shop diseases.
He has, again, another weird thing to bring up. You just got married. Don't tell her that she's got a disease.
Hey, Adrian, I thought you were fatter and you had this disease of being shy.
Yeah.
We know they had coitus that first date when Rocky traps her in the apartment. Adrian was all, happy going. He became a bit of a floozy. Remember, she wanted to make love to Rocky on the couch after the meat run. And he says, no fooling around before a fight. Did they ever have coitus again? Because if you think about the events between the training, the fight, the hospital, the proposal, did they keep themselves Catholic clean until this wedding day?
Oh, man, he's built up so much during training. He needed to bust for sure.
Been busted numerous times before. I thought she.
No, I disagree.
I think she's getting properly busted now. I think it was the one time they fooled around, and now she's getting properly busted. We're going to get to it, but
okay. Look. They fooled around in the apartment. I think they were fooling around initially in training. You sure you don't want me to rub you down? I think it was more than just the one time. I think they were doing it for a bit for the training, and then Mickey laid the hammer down. Then Rocky had the fight, and granted he was too messed up to do anything, probably. Although he's a dude, so like, if I'm Rocky, I'd be like, it's just my face that's messed up. Like I could work.
So Ryan and I talked about, and what Adrian just said now, everything happened so fast. They may have started to, and whether it was one time or several times before he said no, not during training, but then from the point of training until now, I don't think they have. And the reason I think that is because he was training, and then there was the fight, and then he was in the hospital. And then the day he got out of the hospital, he proposes to her. A few days, a week, couple weeks max, they get married.
That's a long time to wait if you've been waiting already for trading and stuff.
That's
and
true.
Living together, I don't know.
It could go either way.
I acknowledge they could have waited. But
let us know in an email or chat how much coitus they had. All right.
The best girl in Philly.
Maybe it's did other stuff, not going all the way.
Yeah.
They're going to go the distance tonight, though.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I said that.
Really?
Oh, yeah. All right, we are taking this out. Hey, yo, Buckers, could you get down? Go on.
Door would for sure be locked because of that neighborhood they're in. I'm sure you've carried kids into the house before from the car that are sleeping. It's tough to get your keys out of your pocket while doing that. He just opened that door Like it was totally unlocked. I'm not buying them.
Fair enough. Yeah. Maybe this is a safe part of Philly. I don't know. Also, well, I was just going to say Buckus might be a good watchdog, too. You walk in, you see Buckus on the... I don't know if bull mastiffs are good watchdogs or not. I'm not sure.
I mean, originally they were protectors. People better not rob Rocky. They know who he is. Like,
True.
Also, I just love that. I love Buckus in these movies, basically. I just love anytime Buckus is in the scene. He's on the bed and Rocky has to tell him to get off so they can go do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it still is that tiny ass little bed.
You know, Buckus is going to be like staring at them while they're doing it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of animals in the bedroom during those moments. Cats, dogs, otherwise. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's weird.
It is weird. My dog gets weird when I just hug my wife in front of the dog. She barks at us.
Oh, she's like, get off of her. You're hurting her.
No, even just to hug each other, like standing in the kitchen or something, we'll just hold or hug each other. Because, like, no, I do like to show my wife affection. She won't bark like crazy, but she'll go like, I don't know if she's jealous or wonders what's happening. Anytime we try to snuggle or hug in front of the dog, she kind of wants to break it up. I think she's a little bit...
My wife and I start, my dog just... You hear this thud. He gets off the bed and then walks away. He knows when it's going down and when it's not.
There you go.
Hey, yo, Buckus, could you get down? Go on. Go find another seat, will you?
Okay. You want me to help you with this?
Always knew you was pretty. Oh, wait, I already said that.
Hey, can I take this off?
He's doing those moves again.
Like
this is why I think it's...
I know they're making a big deal of this scene, so that's kind of why it seems like it's been a while.
Yeah. You know.
You're the best thing that ever come into my crazy life. You know that? Huh? Really?
And she's actually kind of like shy again.
I know.
This is what I mean.
You're the best thing that ever come into my life.
There's the brain damage again.
So he said you're the best thing to come into my crazy life. And then he's saying that again. And part of me wonders if he's like saying it, because usually you kind of expect her to reply like, you're also the best thing that's come into my life.
It's like saying,
not biting.
I love you.
It's like, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
It's like saying thank you to I love you.
That's sweet. That's sweet of you to say I love you. Oh.
Okay, there's this guy who was really into my sister in high school, and it was not reciprocated. One of those girls that had a lot of guy friends. It was New Year's Eve, like 1998 or something. He calls her. It's like, I love you. My sister didn't know what to say. She's like, Happy New Year.
There you go. It's very apropos for this time of year for our recording, so there you go. Yeah. I'm going to call your sister and I'm going to say I love you just so she can wish me Happy New Year.
I'll give you her number, no problem.
That's funny.
I love it. But yes, so Kyle missed a lot of brain damage talk in the last episode. I feel like that's, again, showing us that he's brain damaged.
This is a really bad scene.
It's awkward.
It is. So, yeah, I feel like Adrian's like regressed again. She's acting like... Because you're right, there's the rub down sequence in part one where she's like, you want to fool around? And he's like, no, fool around. But now she's all like, oh no.
Shy again.
My dress will come off. Ooh. This is what I mean. I don't know if they... Yeah, how far did they go on that first night? We never really know.
You think it'll always be like this?
The answer to that question is no. One, in the film series itself, it isn't. They had their issues, of course. But I get it. Look, every new relationship feels like this is it. This is the one that will work. This, we got it all figured out. But there's an actual term for it. I know that there's a psychological term for it. The reason why we as humans love that first love, or when you first date someone, and the reason why people cheat, actually, too, or even have polyamorous relationships, is because there's an actual chemical that's released when there's something new. You have it when you get a new car, a new house, new clothes, new relationships. And so
oxytocin? Is that what it is?
Oxytocin,
maybe?
Or dopamine or something.
Maybe it's those things, but it's also regarding specifically the human interaction with another human. It's a drug. It actually feels good. And so it's exciting, and it's part of our evolution to procreate, to mate. That's the reason. Because if it wasn't fun to meet and interact with new sexual interests. We wouldn't do it. It'd be like, oh, I don't want to make a peanut butter sandwich. I'm not in the mood. So there's an actual chemical that's released that drives you to other people. So new faces, fresh faces, and then sexual inclinations towards that is exciting news. So it's a drug. So they call it the honeymoon stage as well.
Yep.
What will happen is when you're with this person, it's not new anymore. It's not because you've fallen out of love, but that actual chemical goes away. It retracts, saying, okay, you've accomplished this task. Time to move on. That's why a lot of the male species back in early evolution, they would move on. They would be with more than they would copulate with a variety of females.
Large variety of females.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-year thing. I've read something about that too, like, which goes against them getting married so quickly. But basically, like, if you really want to make sure it's the right person, wait 2 years because those feelings will wear off, and then you can determine whether you're really compatible or whatever.
Because that's where marriage takes work.
Yeah.
Or any long-term relationship, not marriage, but long-term commitments. Anyways, it's a real thing, and that's why infidelity is a real thing, too. It's not because the person doesn't love their spouse. It's just that drug is real, and be like, oh, this is exciting and new. But then I guarantee you those affairs, they also will run out of steam because it's the same.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways. So Donald just said here, Ryan dropping science. That's right. There you go.
Science with Ryan.
Think of like Breaking Bad and like the Jesse Pinkman guys, like science, bitch.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He says it's always going to be like this.
I hope you...
We could get a better place.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he stayed his whole career in this dump? And then here she goes, now she's feeling like, no, she's the pet shop worker. She's feeling a little bit, I would say a little selfish, but she's been dealt with low self-esteem her whole life. So now she's about to say this. I hope you...
You never get tired of me.
Oh, no. You ain't never get rid of me.
I wish I was really good at editing. I do some editing on these shows, but like being able to put audio behind that doesn't belong. I can't take away the soundtrack that's already on here, but people know how to do that kind of stuff. Anyways, and put like creepy stalker music. It cut this scene into like the trailer of a creepy stalker. You ain't never getting rid of me. Do. The creepy stalker boyfriend.
It's both sweet. It's sweet because we know, I mean, it is sweet because he really does never get sick of her. It's truly like their relationship is pretty awesome. Had someone not known that, like a first time viewer in 2022 of this would be like, that's super creepy. It's like a creepy way of saying, oh, no worries. I'll love you forever. Instead, he's like, you ain't never getting rid of me.
Rocky has that kind of new relationship energy with Adrian from start to finish and then idolizes her in her death. There's no one Rocky loves more in his life than Adrian.
I just hope I die first because I might be a terrible widower. I'd be like, well, see ya. No.
Well, you'd have to immediately find someone new to take care of your banking activities.
That's right. I know. My kids will just take care of me is what will happen.
I hope nothing changes.
I ain't changing. I sure ain't never changing nothing about you.
Sorry, what did he say?
I'm not changing, and I'm not changing anything about you.
What does that mean? I'm not changing anything about you. Like how I feel about you, or...
I ain't changing. I sure ain't never changing nothing about you.
But this flies in the face of the Rocky IV staircase sequence with the changing. And also, it's just really naive. Of course you're going to change. Like, people change.
Yeah, that's funny because she does say that. Adrian says that, why can't you change? Everybody else does.
Yeah.
Because I told you in part 2 that I ain't changing. There you go.
I still don't get the line, I sure ain't never changing. Nothing about you. Now, aside from the grammar stuff, you don't change about another person. I can understand him saying, I sure ain't never changing the way I feel about you,
Bad
or
choice
how
of
I
word.
treat you, or something like that.
I think the idea is that the way I'm showing love to you now, I love you for who you are for now and always. Yeah, but it's Rocky. He's a terrible poet. We know this.
Yeah. Have you met Rocky before, Kyle? Do you realize how he speaks?
Oh, man.
I love you.
Take me, Rocky.
I love you too.
So here they go. Oh, yeah. Basic
It's weird kissing again, though, you guys. It's weird.
Yeah, it is.
I think Sly's a bad kisser. I think he might be a bad kisser.
I hate
You know what?
that,
It might not be
though.
his fault, because you know how his face is messed up? Because when he was delivered as a baby, they used the forceps?
That's It's true, Kyle.
I wonder if that like hinders his ability to kiss people.
That is actually probably what it is.
The droopy kiss, the droopy lip kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Good call. The music is great, though.
No tongue at all.
That comes later. This is just the first tender, sweet first husband-wife.
This is terrible, but you know that music cue kind of kicks in. Listen to it when it kind of elevates a little bit. I think it's at that moment that his groin's enlarged. It's at that moment. It's like, what? Because he steps away from the kissing, and then picture he gets excited down below watching the music cue. He's like, okay, I'm feeling it, and then.
I think that concludes the foreplay part of this session. We are now going to Mike Mistakes.
You ready?
He does have big, like, baseball
Buckets in the corner. Buckets in the corner. Light goes out. Oh man.
Aww.
Now they're going shopping.
Ooh, this is my favorite sequence. Shopping sequence.
I know.
It's a like Pretty Woman shopping sequence.
They're about to go shopping.
Look at him all jaunty.
It's a great car. Here's the paper.
Okay, we just bought a new car, my wife and I, and as you know, it is a process. They buy the car. Oh, you just got to sign these papers. He's got like one paper, the clipboard. Like, I wish that's all it was.
Well, also, you realize that Rocky's style of shopping is different than everyone else's. Oh, I'm sure it's nice. Yeah, let's just buy it. Like, done.
No,
Also,
he did not negotiate the price at all.
No, absolutely not. He was like, it sounds great. Let's get it.
He financed it, too.
The car? Oh, yeah, take over the payments. Yeah.
Yeah, take over the payments. So
yeah, he didn't buy it outright, so I guess it wasn't a lease maybe, but it was, he bought it, but the payments, yeah.
Well, he could have leased it. It'd be, we don't know if but I am curious. Maybe somebody in the Discord knows. Is this, first of all, it is a super hot car, like for the time. It's a hot car. Is it a 1976 or a 1979? I'm curious.
Oh, good catch. That would totally wreck the universe, because if it's a 79 version of that vehicle, that doesn't make sense.
Or anything after 76, basically.
Oh, Louise is saying it's a 79 model. So this model shouldn't exist right now.
I'm not saying I don't believe Louise. I believe him. I never understand how people know cars that well.
I mean, some people really know, like if you're into Firebirds, for example, you would know the difference in the years.
They do.
I believe them. I just don't know how they do it. They're right downtown too. You could see the Philadelphia City Hall just in the background.
Yeah, that's a terrible location,
cities
isn't it?
Too. I mean, not everybody lives in the suburbs. You have to have car dealerships everywhere.
Yeah, but you have to have like a room for the lot and what have you.
Yeah, you have to have like a lot of space for a car dealership.
They probably just don't have the inventory of those giant,
right?
Because they were inside. We could see some cars inside,
there was that
like
one
their
car.
showroom.
There was that one car. It was and
they probably just have them a place. I'm sure this is how cities have to. They own somewhere else, and then somebody just goes to get it and brings it up to the. They have a lot or a garage somewhere near there.
That's fair. So Louis says he's not a car guy, but he read about that car in this film, and it was used in the movie before. So
thanks a lot. Yeah, congratulations. Thanks a lot. Same to you. Isn't that nice?
We really don't need a car.
Oh, come on, Adrian. I'm going to be doing commercials now. I can afford this. No problem.
Well, do you know how to drive?
Why not a drive?
Do you know how to drive?
I'm one of the greats. Are you kidding? Come on, I'll drive you. Let me put you inside the car. This will just be like Cinderella and the pumpkin,
Do you know
I'll put you.
drive?
Why not a drive? I drive airplanes and bulldozers. I drive you crazy if you give me a chance. You know what I mean?
She liked that. She really thought that was cute. He does not know how to drive.
No, it's the next scene. And again, a little bit of a Rocky Rambo crossover, because a few years later, he's going to start yelling, "I can't get a job, bucket cars!" Rocky cannot drive. Rambo can drive, but not Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they actually made the car do that.
Is it a manual?
I'm guessing that. If you've never driven a manual transmission before, chances are you wouldn't be able to drive anywhere. You just stall when you're trying to get out of first.
I'm sure he's driven cars. He's probably stolen cars before. You know, he doesn't actually drive because they don't need to. The way they did it, I think, is they were just braking.
Oh, sorry, I got an answer. Louise sent us a link right away. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so it is a Rocky's personal car is actually a brand new black gold Smokey and the Bandit edition. So it's a Smokey and the Bandit edition.
It is a super hot car.
It is a cool car. 1979 Pontiac Trans Am.
Oh, it's a Trans Am.
And it cost $8,500 in 1979. So what would that be today?
Take into account, too, that he only cleared 30-something thousand from his fight.
But he
said he was going to be doing commercials.
That's how he's going to make the payments. I would say it's a pretty major film flub. I mean, we know that Sly / the Rocky Films timeline is old. It's ridiculous. This is just... And I love how Mickey dies in part 3. Spoiler. Mickey dies in part 3 the same age that he was in the first film.
That's actually really affordable. In 1979, $8,500 is $35,000 from 1979 to 2022.
So cars were just cheaper back then, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
In the 70s and 80s, cars did not... Like, you got 80,000 miles out of a car, maybe, before it was just done.
Cars nowadays, my wife's mother's car is a Subaru, like over 300,000, it was fine.
That's about 200,000 miles.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though. God, look at us talk about cars. The body was built better. Back then, the body was built better, but now the engine is built better.
All right, so his parking job is crap.
Super sweet wheels, though. The hubcaps, or whatever you call it.
So they've parked up to a display with showing some clothing in them. So Rocky has to buy this jacket.
Yo, Adrian. Look at this here. Tell me that wouldn't look great on you, huh? This coat here? Huh? What about that one? You look good on me? Is that great? I look at this black thing here with a tiger on the back. You like animals? I love animals. Black, I like black. Black's kind of my favorite color. You want to buy them? Well, I say we get them before someone else buys them. What do you say? Come on, Adrian.
I love it.
He does buy the jacket with the tiger, and it's funny, again, the tiger at the zoo. The tiger, hey, Mr. Tiger, come to the wedding. And then the tiger on his jacket. And then I had the tiger in part 3. Yeah. But it's weird.
What's happening with Rocky now is a real phenomenon with pro athletes, especially NFL, for example, where your actual career duration in the NFL is very short. These guys will spend the money like they're going to be making it forever, because a lot of these people who are in pro sports did not grow up with money. We're not taught to manage money. I don't think most people are, to be honest. Like, most people don't have good financial literacy, but especially a lot of the people get into pro sports. And they're young. Sly's not that young here. Rocky's not that young here, but they're young, and they get all of a sudden just get a boatload of money. Rocky has the equivalent now of 150 grand, which is a lot of money for him, right? That's a lot of money for anyone just to get all of a sudden.
Right.
This is super common. They blow it all real quick, assuming they're going to be making big bucks going forward, when in reality they're not.
Super true.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to be more responsible. And Adrian is trying to be. She's trying to be the more reasonable voice. But also it's like, well, we live in a total. Let's treat ourselves and get some nice stuff.
I want the kid to have good things. Here we go. He's buying watches now.
Flex watches.
Yeah.
They're at the X-Lex store.
Yeah, they're at the X-Lex store.
I think that would be perfect for her.
Yeah, I think that's perfect too.
So she is wearing the coat, and he's wearing the jacket. So they're they're literally just driving the new car, wearing the new clothes, now getting new watches.
It's a nice store, too. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that store is like a museum type store. I know. Look at those columns.
I feel like white trash immediately being in there.
And I'll never be rich. I'll never be a multimillionaire or nothing. I know that. However, if I was right now given $50 million, I still wouldn't shop like this. I don't need a $5,000 watch, honey. Like, I wouldn't want it. I don't need, I am still that way.
Yeah.
I invest money for really rich people, and a lot of them are like that. A lot of them wear really old, shitty clothes.
Good.
Don't spend money on a lot of stuff. You'd be in good company. That's one of the reasons why they're so rich.
I feel the exact same way, Ryan. I would buy a watch. I wouldn't buy a $20,000 watch.
No, people do. It's insane.
I know.
It's weird.
Yeah.
But however, I would travel, so I definitely would experience the world more for sure.
I love traveling now, and you have to be economical because you have to be. But I would care less if I were rich. I would care less about how much I would stay in a nicer place.
Right.
There you go.
Yes. That's where my money would go. So if I was a celebrity type million, whatever it is, like rich, just rich, it would be experiences. So if I traveled, it would be the nice hotels and I would eat nice. I would do those things, but
you fly first class.
Exactly. Yeah. The stuff's part of it. Like I have to have stuff. No, I would just want experiences more than stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Adrian goes, don't you think this is kind of expensive?
Well, hey, do you like having a good time? Huh? Then you need a good watch. I'll tell you what, I want to get one for Paulie too, okay?
Did he mean for that to be a joke?
Yes, he did. Yes.
If you like having a good time,
yes,
then you need a good watch.
I always took it. That was a very purposeful joke. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, funny. Okay. I don't think I ever caught that.
Well, he's making jokes twice now. All 3 times. I'll drive you crazy with the car. I like black. Black's kind of my favorite color for the jacket. Now it's the joke. So he's making jokes about every purchase.
And then she actually says, well, you should get one. Now she's like on board with this. Yeah, let's treat ourselves. You should get one too.
I think Adrian maybe feels guilty that all this money's being spent on her, and she wants Rocky to enjoy himself too. If you're going to get a watch, then you might as well get one for you.
Yeah.
You like having a good time? Huh? Then you need a good watch. I'll tell you what, I want to get one for Paulie too, okay? We'll take these.
What about one for yourself?
One for me?
One for you.
Well, I can't tell time very good, but all right, I'll take one too.
Very good.
Hey, Chloe.
He's probably right. He probably has a hard time with the small hand, little hand on those watches.
The kids nowadays, they don't know tell time on clocks and shit.
No, not anymore. My kids don't either. I admit, it's all digital. Everything's.
But don't you have like an actual clock on your wall anywhere?
No.
No?
Oh.
Kid just goes to the oven or looks on her tablet or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's everywhere. Microwaves. It is interesting that in part 3 that there is a callback to that purchase of the watch, and then it's a callback again to it in the 6th film. So this watch issue with Paulie is actually a legit story arc in these franchises. I always like those little nods.
It's the best when you tie movies together like that.
It is, but then so it's like, so there's some forethought put into continuity in that way, but then it's like... In other ways,
it's like, hey, I want to write this watch into the series, but my son ages 7 years in the film. I know.
I like that they are, helping Gloria, patronizing the pet shop.
Absolutely.
Butt kiss. And I got to say, I told my friend yesterday, I am a person who buys clothes for my dogs. Big shocker. I asked my friend, I'm like, oh, don't you have a little sweater for Sophia or whatever? And she's like, no, my husband won't. And I'm like, well, you have to tell Colin, like one of the manliest men and one of the like manliest dogs wears clothes in Rocky 2. So yeah, here we have Butkus in his Eagles jersey and I can't stand it. I love it so much.
It is cute. It's very cute.
Nice for Butkus,
Sure thing, Rockhead. You like that?
Oh, yeah.
Sure thing, Rockhead. Just Gloria.
It's like she's
happy with him. Her attitude towards Rocky is much nicer than in the first film.
Calling him Rockhead, is that? I don't know.
I know, but she still calls him Rockhead.
Yeah, well, that's her nickname for him, Like, she still gives him a hard time. Like, she really doesn't really like him that much, but...
Rocky owes her money. I mean, how much food did he steal from her? Turtle food, remember?
Oh, look at that. Hey, Butkus, look at that. Your neck looks great, huh? Is that neck? Hey, Gloria, you got something a little smaller, huh?
Yes? Look at that.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. You see? Now that's what I call class, huh?
Good job.
Oh. He could have gotten himself a bracelet at the like fine jewelry store, but no, he gets one at a pet shop, and that's class.
Now, what was the thing for his wrist? Is that for like a really small dog, I guess?
Yeah. Okay. It's a collar for a small dog.
My dog's like 10 pounds. He can wear that if you wanted to.
Okay, fair enough. Now, I do love this when he's pulling the trans up to the house, and you hear the roar of the dog. I love that.
You okay, Butkus?
I like that he at least addressed it. Yeah.
He did address it. He loves animals. He does love animals. He's just a terrible driver. You okay, Butkus? And you hear that little whimper they call it. Yeah. Was that post-production? That must have been. They must have thought.
Yeah.
The realtor has to sit in the back seat of this tiny-ass car with like a 140-pound dog.
It's hilarious.
This realtor's like, what the is happening right now?
So this piece of property here is on sale, or it's for sale from the Presidential Real Estate Agency. There you go.
Nice house. I say it's a nice house in general, wouldn't you?
It's a nice house in general.
Sure, step up from where you are right now, buddy. So
That's
yeah.
true.
His house is living bricks, Adrian.
My husband's an expert on bricks.
What an odd...
I know, what a weird thing to say.
There are wives like that. I don't really think Adrian's like that, but I know some wives who are like really buy into their husband's bullshit. I'm like, you don't believe some of the stuff that he's saying, do you? But like, they do.
Are these new bricks?
These new bricks?
Yeah, oh, this is a very solid neighborhood.
Yeah?
I like this. Very
I like these bricks. They're very nicely done here. Look very solid. Nice mailbox. I like this mailbox. You know, these numbers almost add up to 9 here. I like that. That's a good omen.
And they do add up to 9.
She has 2, 3...
They're very nicely done here. Looks very solid.
Right?
Yeah, and adds up to 9. I always thought he said 90. Bring up.
You know, these numbers almost add up to 9 here. I like that. That's a good omen.
He says 9.
Mistakenly heard 90 when I was a kid.
But if you listen again, listen for 90. I could see why you could hear it.
Nice mailbox. I like this mailbox. You know, these numbers almost add up to 9 here. I like that. That's a good omen.
It says 9 here.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a fine-looking house.
It actually is a nice looking inside. It looks nice. It's nice inside. This actor, he's such a terrible actor that I thought they literally got a real estate guy to act in the film. But this guy's done other stuff. Like, he's an actor. But the way he sounds extremely nervous. So either he's such a good actor that he's acting nervous because he's with a celebrity, so to speak. Listen to his voice work. He sounds very nervous.
Oh, wow. Nice house. Really nice. Hey, Adrian, remember that's a great spot for a bag. You know, I can teach you how to work that bag someday, you know?
Does it have copper plumbing?
Upstairs and down.
Yeah.
This whole house is supported with steel, the whole thing.
Yeah.
All these floors are solid oak. Solid.
Horrible acting.
I guess I didn't really notice
I'm
that.
sorry. It has always struck me as terrible acting. It sounds so... I don't know how to explain it, where you just watch, of course, Sly and Talia there. The way he talks, it sounds so rote and so... I find the acting very weird from him. That's just me. I don't know if I'm alone on this.
I think his acting is solid.
Oh, boy. Here we go. So, Rocky says this would be a good place to put the punching bag. Now, trivia here. Where does the punching bag end up, though?
Oh.
In the basement.
Where it should be.
Yeah, in the living room.
Yeah, I know. Adrian's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're not going to put a punching bag in the bay window.
He's like, we'll fight this battle another day. I'm not.
Yeah.
Donald says about the actor, just read it off the dummy cards. Yeah, that's good.
Indeed.
Good. And now I'm pretty sure they used like that plastic
PVC.
Okay.
It's
like a plastic.
50s,
Isn't it like a plastic? Almost like a.
PVC is plastic. So my house was built in '54.
Oh.
The plumbing stack where all the plumbing runs into is cast iron. I've had to replace sections of the plumbing like that went up to my sink, and that was cast iron too. They must have gone from cast iron in the 50s to copper, maybe in the 60s and 70s, to now it's PVC.
Right.
Most of mine's now PVC except for that stack, but yeah, she's probably trying to avoid the cast iron.
Of course.
Well, I'm curious about the copper because it's valuable. Like, I feel like it is still used in some cases because it's like a thing that gets stolen from wherever you sell copper, but like it's like a thing that it gets, like houses will get ransacked that are being built because people desperate for money.
Mine has some copper, like the water lines. Some of the water lines, I'm not a plumbing expert, where the water's drawn from, that's copper. Where the water exit into the stack is PVC.
What are disadvantages of copper pipes? It can cost 10 to 15 times more than compared to other types of pipes. And copper may also freeze easily. If your home runs on well water, copper pipes could have problems if the water is acidic. However, copper pipes have been the proven standard of reliability for over 50 years. They are not prone to leaks, are extremely durable, stay fitted tightly, have a long lifespan, and can be recycled, are resistant to heat, and won't pollute your drinking water.
Yeah.
All right. Adrian boned up on her copper piping question. Yeah.
The only one that asks the important questions. Rocky's like just ready to buy everything.
Rocky's a child, basically. Yeah. Look, this is where I can put my toys.
Fair.
That was awesome.
Very fair.
Mrs. Balboa, can I show you the kitchen? I think you're going to really like it.
I love it. That's right, Mrs. Balboa. Go in that kitchen and make me a sandwich. Wow.
I'd be like, new realtor, please, not this guy. Mm-mm. Everybody uses the goddamn kitchen.
My wife does all the cooking.
Well, that's because you live in sounds like in like a storybook or something.
It's Becky. She's just that way. She does everything. I can't help it. She doesn't want me in the kitchen.
That's fine, but you better do, if she is better at those things.
I do dishes. Okay. I do all the cleaning. Okay. I do all the dog poop in the yard. I take the dog for.
There you go. But so if you do the dishes and clean the kitchen, you still would want to see the kitchen, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not just for the wife.
That's true.
So, that's good to know.
That's good to know.
Hey, Adrian, that's a great spot for a radio right over there, you know?
Yeah, the radio.
Nice steps.
He likes steps so much he names a kid after it.
Yeah.
Nice kitchen.
Nice kitchen, yes.
It's like a tiny kitchen. It's not very nice.
What are the taxes?
Okay, what are the taxes? Now, before she gives her answer, I'm going to give mine. Are you saying a dollar amount?
It's for sure $1.
Okay.
It's $1,500.
Yeah, so I got 2. Good.
$1,200. I did say 12.
You know what? I initially wrote 12 and changed it to 15.
Wow. Okay, here we go.
So I
know.
12.
I hope it's 15.
Every year.
15.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Which again, that's a lot.
Hold on. And I'm using 1979 inflation, even though I should use 1976.
You're right. Yeah.
That's $6,100. So property taxes is like $500 a month. That's insane.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
My property taxes, and I'll turn it into U.S. dollars, is probably about $2,200.
Here, anyway, it really varies by the county you live in. It really drastically varies, but $6,500 or whatever it was seems like a lot for like a small house.
I bet Louise, though, pays a lot, though, because in Texas, they don't have a state income tax. Apparently, their property taxes are, like, compensated.
Oh, well, yeah, you'd have to make up for it somehow. Yeah.
I like it. I know a pretty good deal when I see one, too.
Excuse me, I want to talk to my husband for 1 second. Can I talk to you?
Sure, I'm available. I got no appointments.
Noise the shit out of me.
Rocky, you're making this man's job, very easy. The bank said it will give us a $16,000 first mortgage at 9.5%.
That's a high rate.
It is. During this time, though, there was a recession going on, and so mortgage rates were really high.
Man, my parents got their first house in 1981, and interest rates were super high. Their rate was 21%.
That's like credit card percent. Wow.
Yeah, and that would have been the same in the U.S. too, like because inflation was super high, and so they were raising interest rates, kind of like what they're doing now. 9.5%. They would be laughing like 5 years from now. That time.
Oh my gosh, that is so high.
Yeah, but 16,000. The house prices were cheaper as a result because you couldn't qualify for. But that's $65,000 in today's money. That mortgage. Now, I'm assuming that to put down a down payment, that's a $70,000 or $80,000 house. Now, that's cheap, but then you're paying the high interest, so your monthly payments are high, and then your taxes are super high, too.
It's always one or the other, right? It balances out. Like, if the interest rate is high, real estate, the actual price of the thing is low, and vice versa.
Okay, yeah, it has to be, or you won't be able to afford it. Unless you stretch out your amortization, like you're paying it off over 40 years instead of 25 years or something.
Mm-hmm. Rocky looks really good in this jacket.
Oh, you like the
really good in this jacket.
I hate the jacket.
I love it. I've always loved it. You don't like it, Ryan?
I've never liked it.
So good in it.
I don't like it. Yeah, I don't like animal print stuff. Like I don't like the big thing on the back. To me, I don't like I don't like the fit and I don't like the design. I like the jacket he wore shopping better.
The fit is why it looks awesome on him. It's fitted.
The fit looks good.
Okay.
I think it's trashy to have an animal on your thing. I like animals, but I
love animals too, but I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
I would wear that ironically today.
Well, yeah, I literally would wear that jacket because, I mean, not if it wasn't in Rocky, but it's Rocky. It's like Adrian has the classy one on and he has the but don't you think he looks really good in it?
Well, it's Sly at this age. He looks good. Like
anything.
He can wear it.
But, yeah.
I wouldn't be able to pull it off at all. No way.
Well, I say we get the house now, huh?
Yeah, but we didn't go upstairs.
That don't matter. It's just details. I'm sure it's nice.
I love that. Upstairs is details. There could be like a murder scene up there.
Rocky's a salesperson's wet dream.
Yeah. Well, she says that pretty soon.
Yeah.
Well, she already said that you're making this guy's job easy. Yes.
She already said that.
Like the Rolex lady got a good commission that day.
Yep.
Car guy I was a breeze. Now this realtor just had to stomp the floor a couple times.
Solid over.
And he's selling a house.
This is a big day. They go on a shopping spree. They buy a car. They buy a house all in one day.
Oh, it's exhausting.
He could have bought that house, because he's cleared, I think, $37,000. If he was smart with his money, he could have bought that house outright. So now you live somewhere and you don't have to worry about making a mortgage payment. You just have to pay those insane taxes. Mm-hmm. And if he didn't buy the Rolexes and bought a sensible car, he'd be doing really well.
Are you sure?
Absolutely, okay? All right, we'll take the house. And it better not leak or else.
Well, now with copper pipes, it won't leak.
So cute.
I just wanted to tell you something. Oh, excuse me. Could you stand over there? I got to talk secretly with my wife. Sure.
Don't flirt.
Off, please.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of feel stupid, talking like this with the lights on and everything, but, that.
What does that mean?
He just means he's talking kind of romantically with her, and I don't know if back in the day that wasn't done unless you're about to, have sex with the lights off.
Shit.
Yeah.
Because the stuff after you've boned, you have this romantic stuff. The lights are off, so you could hide your face, so you're saying all this girly shit to, in his mind.
So they never have sex with the lights on, apparently.
I see.
Solid oak floors and all that stuff, and the plumbing wouldn't mean nothing without you being here, because, I don't know, without you being here, I wouldn't be here either,
It's his way of saying, yes, we're doing this together. This is our life together. Sure.
Yeah, but it's interesting. There is something to, I don't know, again, it's manly men of this era.
Right.
So, because he can't look her in the eye. He's nervously looking around. He can't even say those things to her, looking her in her eyes.
Oh, okay.
Strange.
Okay. But, yeah, I think you're right about that.
You don't have to speak.
Sorry, I know it's funny. It's you've been annoying me all day with your constant blah 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 blah. She's just saying in this moment here, she's just saying, I know that you love me and we're doing this together. But it's just funny how he's been blabbering this whole sequence, and she's like, "Shut up, enough." No.
You look better than you sound. Be quiet.
Yeah.
No. Okay, let's go celebrate.
I remember finding our first apartment. My wife and I are about to get married, and we were searching for apartments, and we just got this shitty basement suite apartment, right? But it was ours. Mm-hmm. And it was cool. It was a really cool feeling. It's like that thing you were describing, Ryan, when you buy something new or do something new with someone. It was.
All right. You ready for the scorecard, guys? We'll knock these out. Who was at Rocky's wedding?
Rocky and Adrian. Mick was there. Gloria was there. Or Carmine was there, and Gazzo was there.
Anyone else?
I don't think so.
Polly, you didn't say Polly.
God, why would I not think of Polly?
Oh, Rocky, 2 answers. He might have to redo this. He actually wrote down Gazzo, Gloria, and Mickey. He forgot Polly, too. It's weird, both
wrong.
I'm giving myself a point.
But he's wrong.
Yeah, you could almost argue, because he didn't even bring up Father... We get it. We get
it. I slipped in there.
By the official answers of the book, you win. You got the point. That's funny. All right, what did Rocky advertise in his first commercial?
Aftershave?
Beast Aftershave.
Beast Aftershave. That's what she said. Yeah, Beast Aftershave.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I just heard Aftershave.
No, it just cut out.
Beast Aftershave. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's not your yeah, you don't know it's going to cut out.
Katie's becoming Canadian and apologizing for things.
Yeah, stop apologizing for things.
I do say A. Oh, I meant to tell you guys, I went ice skating yesterday in our little downtown rink with some friends.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
And a friend of a friend was visiting from San Diego, but she's originally from Toronto. So I went ice skating with a Canadian yesterday.
Nice. How many rounds does Apollo Creed predict the fight will go in? I said 1. I think he said he's going to knock him out the first round.
I put 2.
I put 7. I had no idea.
Oh, you're for sure wrong.
Yeah, I went with... He's so angry, he's going to destroy him right away.
What's the answer?
2 rounds.
Yeah, he says that when he's punching. He won't go 2 rounds. No, at the press conference, he won't go 2 rounds. He'll have to donate his body to science, but there won't be much left. That I can guarantee.
Good job.
Okay.
Yeah, we did the sweater one already.
3. Yep.
The answer is 3.
10. 10, I crossed out my answer and put another one there, and I'm worried now because you're usually not supposed to do that in tests.
Okay, who says everybody better get ready for World War III? I put Stu Nahan.
I put Stu Nahan too.
It's the only name I can remember.
It's either Stu Nahan or Bill Baldwin.
That's right.
One of the two, but I put Stu Nahan.
Rocco, I love him. Keep in mind, he wrote this when he was 10 or 11. He just wrote one of the boxing broadcasters. Okay.
Okay, well, there we go. We got it.
I love it. Number 11, true or false, the address in Rocky's new house adds up to 9.
That is true.
Now, he wrote false. Is he adding up what numbers? The two to, you know what I mean? Is it single digit or the two doubles to get?
I think what he's thinking is because Rocky says it almost adds up to 9,
that's what I mean.
But it actually does add up to 9.
We'll give it to ourselves because that's the joke. And maybe as a young kid, when he did this book, again, not catching the subtlety that Rocky was wrong about his math. So yes, it does add up to 9. So what are the taxes for Rocky's new house per year? $1,500. Yep.
$1,500.
What does Rocky name his son? Now we know it's Robert / Rocky Jr. So he put Robert. Okay, he put Robert.
Okay,
which is weird because they never mentioned that in this film. Robert's never brought up. It's not brought up until Rocky. Until Rocky 5.
That's a good point.
How far did Rocky go in high school?
9th grade.
9th grade. Yep. And lastly, what does Mickey call Rocky's dog? I called it an outer space monster / creature.
That's outer space monster too.
I said creature from outer space.
Oh, same way. Okay, so it's an outer space monster. That's how he wrote it, actually. There you go.
I said creature instead of monster.
Monster, creature. Outer space, I think, is the big part, too, if you think about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. If you've made it, this is a big episode, which is great. This is our This will be released on Christmas Day, funny enough. So Merry Christmas to everyone who's listening to this on Christmas Day or around the holidays of 2022. But obviously people listen to these episodes throughout the whole year. So we just want to thank everyone that's joined us this 2022 year. Join our Patreon, help support the feed. You also get to watch the Tulsa King reviews that I do. Send us an email. We appreciate the emails. Join us on our socials. Let us know what you think. All that good stuff. You know how it works, everybody. We do appreciate it. But with that, the episode's over.
Ain't hear no bell.
I just want to